Hey guys, it's your boy Christopher, and get ready for some serious chills because today we're diving headfirst into the world of urban legends. You know, those creepy stories that everyone's heard but nobody can prove? Yeah, those ones. We're talking about the kind of stuff that makes you double-check your locks at night and sleep with the lights on. I'm talking full-on goosebumps, guys. We dug deep for these stories, scoured the internet, read all the creepypastas, and even talked to some people who swear these legends are 100% true. So buckle up, grab your blankie, and maybe a nightlight or two, because these stories are seriously messed up. And hey, if you're watching this at night, just remember, you're not alone. Maybe. Actually, you probably are, but in a creepy way, you know? Let's do this thing. Okay, so picture this. Newark, New Jersey. Not exactly the first place you think of for a ghost story, right? But trust me, this one's messed up. It all starts with these abandoned houses, right? Imagine those creepy, falling apart places you see driving through a rough part of town. People say that if you look closely enough, you'll see something terrifying, a shadowy figure just lurking in the windows. They call him the Watcher. And it's not just one house, it's like he's everywhere, always watching. Some people say he's harmless, just some creepy dude squatting in abandoned buildings. But others? They think it's something way more sinister, what if he's not just watching? What if he's waiting for the perfect moment to snatch someone? I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And get this. People have tried to catch this Watcher guy, they'll see him in the window, call the cops. But by the time they get there, poof, he's gone. It's like he vanishes into thin air or something. Some people say he has secret tunnels connecting all these abandoned buildings, which is next level creepy, right? Imagine being chased through those tunnels by a shadowy figure. I'd die. Literally die. But here's the thing that really gets me. What if he wants to be seen? What if he's trying to send a message? Or maybe he's just messing with people, enjoying the fear he's creating. I don't know, guys. This whole thing just freaks me out. Okay, so this next one takes place in Tokyo, which is a whole other level of creepy because the subways there are insane. Millions of people use them every day. So imagine you're on the last train home, right? It's late, you're exhausted, and you're just trying to stay awake. Suddenly you notice him. A man, pale as a ghost, just staring at you from across the train car. He doesn't blink, he doesn't move, he just stares. And the creepiest part, he's always just out of reach. You try to get a better look, but he's always gone by the time you look back. People say he's known as the subway stalker, and he's been freaking people out for years. Some people think he's a ghost, others think he's some kind of urban legend come to life. But whatever he is, one thing's for sure, you do not want to make eye contact with this guy. And it gets even weirder, guys. They say that the subway stalker, he doesn't just watch you on the train. Oh no, he follows you all the way home. People have reported seeing him outside their windows, lurking in alleyways, always just out of sight. But here's the really messed up part. Some people believe that the subway stalker, he doesn't just follow you, he chooses your final destination. He knows when and where you're going to die. I know, right? It's like the ultimate creepypasta come to life. And the worst part, there are no pictures, no videos. Nothing to prove he even exists, just hundreds of stories whispered from commuter to commuter, each one more terrifying than the last. Okay, you guys, this next one is messed up. We're talking about a statue, right? Once a year, under the full moon, this thing starts crying, actual tears rolling down its stone face. Imagine walking through a cemetery at night, and you see this statue illuminated by the moonlight with these glistening streaks running down its cheeks. They say those tears are real. Every year when the moon is full, she cries for him, her tears a reminder of her eternal sorrow. So I did some digging to get to the bottom of this crying statue mystery. I found an old article from the 1950s about a young couple who died tragically. They tried to elope, but their car crashed and they both died. The girl's family made an elaborate statue in her honor. People claimed they saw the statue crying on the anniversary of their death. Some say the statue is haunted by the young woman's spirit. That's some straight-up paranormal activity. Imagine this. Your phone rings. It's a number you don't recognize, but you answer. There's silence then. You hear it. A faint rhythmic thumping like a heartbeat. It gets louder, closer. You try to speak, but your voice catches. Then the beating fades, leaving you in silence. This is the urban legend of the unending phone call. Now, I'm not one to believe everything I hear, but there's something about this legend that just gets under my skin. Maybe it's the fact that it plays on our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of death. Or maybe it's because there's something so universal about the phone call, something that connects us all. We all rely on our phones, right? It's our lifeline to the outside world, our connection to our loved ones. But what if that connection, that lifeline, is suddenly severed? What if the last voice you hear is not a friendly one, but something cold, distant, and utterly terrifying? It makes you think twice about answering calls from unknown numbers, doesn't it? There are even stories of people who received the call and then disappeared without a trace. Their families and friends never heard from them again, their phones going straight to voicemail. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe there's something more to this legend than meets the eye. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sleeping with my phone on silent tonight. All right, buckle up, buttercups, because this next legend will have you gripping the steering wheel a little tighter. We're talking about Route 66, America's iconic highway. It's a road steeped in history with stories whispered on the wind. And on this lonely stretch, a chilling tale unfolds on stormy nights. A lone figure appears, thumb outstretched, seeking a ride. A hitchhiker, drenched, face obscured by a wide-brimmed hat. Most folks keep driving, but something compels them to stop. So, the driver, feeling that pang of sympathy, pulls over, rolls down the window, and the hitchhiker climbs in. They don't say much, these phantom passengers. And then, as quickly as they appeared, they vanish. The passenger seat, it's damp, as if still warm from the hitchhiker's touch. And there on the floorboard, a single white rose glistening with raindrops. Okay, but this next one is so creepy. Imagine this. You're in Paris, the city of love, right? You check into this charming, super old hotel. So you get to your room, room 342. Finally, it's time to check out. You go down to the lobby, and this is where it gets really weird. They're like, sir, there's no room 342. They look at you like you're crazy. And to be honest, you're starting to feel crazy. You know you stayed in that room. You remember the weird floral wallpaper, the creaky floorboards, the view of the slightly creepy alleyway. But according to the hotel, it's like you were never even there. And the creepiest part, your credit card was never charged. It's like the entire stay was just wiped from existence. Some people say it's a glitch in the Matrix, others say it's a time warp. But me? I think it's something way more sinister. Like, what if the hotel itself is absorbing people? Maybe room 342 is like a portal to another dimension. Or maybe the hotel is haunted by some ghost who really hates tourists. Whatever it is, it's enough to make you want to stay at an Airbnb next time you're in Paris, or maybe just stay home. I mean, who needs croissants and romance when you can have existential dread in the comfort of your own living room, am I right? Okay, maybe not. But seriously, this story freaks me out. Okay, so this next one is about mirrors. And let's be real, mirrors are already creepy, right? Like you ever catch your reflection at night and it's just staring back at you with this blank, soulless expression? It's enough to give anyone the chills. But in Venice, they take mirror creepiness to a whole new level. They say that in Venice, mirrors aren't just reflecting surfaces, they're like soul traps. Yeah, you heard me right. Soul traps. The legend goes that when a mirror is made in Venice, a little piece of the craftsman's soul gets trapped inside. And it doesn't stop there. As the years go by, the mirror absorbs the energy of everyone who looks into it. So basically it's like this giant reflective storage unit for people's deepest fears, insecurities and bad hair days. But here's the really freaky part. If you whisper your greatest fear into a Venetian mirror, you might just get an answer. Yeah, you heard me right. An answer. Some people say it's just the wind whistling through the canals creating these eerie whispers. But others? They say it's the trapped souls within the mirror whispering back. Maybe they're bored, maybe they're lonely, or maybe they just want to mess with you. And the creepiest part is, you never know what they're going to say. Will they whisper words of comfort? Or will they reveal your deepest, darkest secrets to the world? Or worse, will they whisper back something you never wanted to hear? Something that chills you to your core and makes you question your own sanity? The legend of the Venetian mirrors is a chilling reminder that some things are best left unsaid, some secrets are best kept hidden, and some reflections are better left unseen. So next time you're in Venice, maybe think twice before you start whispering your deepest fears into a random mirror. You never know who or what might be listening. And let's be real, do you really want to risk unleashing some ancient mirror-dwelling entity into the world? I know I don't. Okay, so you know I'm a sucker for a good ghost story, and this next one takes place in a library, which automatically makes it 10 times creepier. Imagine this, it's late, like really late, and you're in one of those old beautiful libraries in England. You know the kind, with the towering shelves, the musty smell of old books, and that eerie silence that makes you feel like you're being watched. You're wandering the stacks, looking for that one rare book, the one that's going to make your research paper an A+. But as you round a corner you see her, a shadowy figure, dressed in what looks like an old-fashioned librarian's outfit. She's gliding between the shelves, her fingers trailing along the spines of the books, and her eyes, if you can call them that, seem to glow with an eerie light. This is the library phantom, and she's the self-proclaimed guardian of the books. Legend has it that the library phantom was once a real librarian, a woman so dedicated to her work that she spent every waking moment surrounded by her beloved books. But one day, tragedy struck. Her spirit never left the library. Now she roams the stacks for all eternity, making sure that every book is in its proper place. Some say she's harmless, just a lonely spirit, but others say she's not so benevolent. They say she's trapped by an unfinished task, and if you disturb her, you might find yourself on the receiving end of the library phantom's wrath. So next time you're in a library, remember the library phantom and treat those books with respect. Okay guys, Vienna, Austria. Home to Mozart, Beethoven and a Phantom of the Opera? This isn't just some movie, you guys, this is like real-life spooky stuff. We're talking about an actual opera house with secret passages and hidden catacombs underneath. So picture this. It's the dead of night, right? Everyone's gone home and the stage is empty, the lights are out, but deep down below, in the bowels of the opera house, something stirs. Legend has it that the phantom, this like spectral presence, is drawn to the music. Can you imagine? To be so obsessed with music even in death? People say they've heard the phantom's voice echoing through the empty halls. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So it's not just one or two people who have heard this phantom, it's like a whole bunch of people. Stagehands, performers, even audience members claim to have encountered something weird down there in the catacombs. Some say the phantom is the ghost of a former performer, someone who met a tragic end, you know? It's like Phantom of the Opera meets Romeo and Juliet. I'm obsessed. Others believe it's just the spirit of music itself, trapped within the walls of the opera house. Could you imagine being haunted by the ghosts of every high note ever sung on that stage? All right, guys, buckle up because we're heading to Norway. Norway, you know, Vikings, fjords, black metal and witches? Yup, you heard me right. Witches. Apparently, Norway isn't just about stunning scenery and cozy sweaters, it's also got a dark side, a seriously witchy dark side, and you know I live for that. Deep in the Norwegian forests, hidden amongst the trees, there's this ancient circle of stones. Local legend says this is no ordinary circle of rocks. Oh no, this is a witch's circle. They say that on nights when the northern lights blaze, you might just see them. The witches, I mean. Their spectral figures, dancing among the stones, their laughter echoing through the trees. Talk about a bad trip, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Some say the witches are just trying to scare people away from the circle to protect their sacred ground. Others believe they have darker intentions, drawing power to curse their enemies, to raise the dead. Imagine being lost in the woods, northern lights swirling, and you hear chanting. You stumble upon a coven of witches, their eyes glowing. Some say the forest is haunted, filled with spirits of those who crossed the witches. Imagine getting lost, the trees closing in, and you hear a twig snap. Something is watching you. This is why I stick to the suburbs. But if you're brave, take a walk in the woods during the northern lights. Don't say I didn't warn you. Music intensifies. Did these tales send a shiver down your spine? Which legend frightened you the most? Was it the Phantom of the Opera or the Witch's Circle? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're brave enough, share this video with your friends, if you dare. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more eerie stories that will keep you up at night. And hey, while you're at it, check out my other videos. I've linked them here for you. Just remember, the night is always watching. Fade to Black 2.